guys, welcome to this week's budget review. Normally I do these on Sundays, Sunday midday, Sunday evenings. We had a lot of road construction yesterday, here we are Monday morning. I got a baby boy, my 22-year-old son, sleeping in the next room. We're gonna try to be quiet. So if you notice that my voice is a little lower today, that is why. But we do have this gorgeous sunshine floating through the window, and it does really help you see this gorgeous gold foil. And again, for those of you who are new here, I did pick the Hemlock and Oak 2024 Daily Planner as my budget planner. If you haven't checked this planner out already, go ahead and follow the link in my description. These planners are absolutely gorgeous, guys, and I do highly recommend them. But let's go ahead and get into what occurred this week. So, let's see here. So they start out with this year at a glance. And again, the more the year progresses through, the more this is gonna start filling in. It's gonna give us more insight into our spending habits. The main one for me is noticing what happens on the months like where I have 3 pays versus 2. Like we could also see like where I paid the taxes. So now, like when I'm going through on the monthly layouts, I could be like, oh, these months went good, 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 and then not so good. So that tells me for next year that I need to like plan ahead for the taxes. We also have the car inspection and the registration of plates, so that's a nice friendly reminder because those are things that aren't really on our minds. And of course, the large amounts of money in and out, so the insurance funds are also nice because they help provide me the funds for my rent. So that's what I like about this yearly page here. And of course, just knowing that the birthdays and the holidays, it gives you a chance to, see when those things are occurring. So I always highly recommend a yearly page in your budget planner. Another thing that I added this year is the holiday plan sheet. I really have no idea how much I spend per holiday because I technically shop for each of these like in different times during the year. Um, Not like I shop for Easter, like for Easter only, but I guess a good one to put it would be like Bill's birthday. That's coming up here in May, but I pretty much have everything for him already sitting in the corner of my craft room. I purchased a lot of it during the Christmas sales, but I do keep the receipts. So this way I'm going to be able to log in like what I actually spent for Bill for his birthday, because it's not really going to be coming out of my budget now because it came out of my budget last year. So I don't know. I just thought that this would be a nice little insert page, just so that I can see how much those things actually do cost me throughout the year. Another thing that I like having in my budget planner is this 2 years at a glance. What I use this for is for tracking my projected payoff dates for each of the accounts. I do use the stebit.com or the debt payoff planner app, and what you do is you just take in all of your accounts and you punch in all the information into it. I absolutely highly recommend this app or website, because one, it's free, and two, you get to customize your payoff plan. So You can say that you want to use like the snowball method if you want to go from the smallest account to the largest. You could use the avalanche, you could do the highest APR, or you could just put them in the order that you want them. Either which way, it's up to you, and it shows you how long it would take off to pay off all of your debt for each of those scenarios. And what I do is for each projected payoff date, like we're projected to have Chase paid off in June. So I just write that at the bottom of the month, and then as I'm paying on the accounts, I write them here off to the side, and then I just highlight it with a different shade of mild liner, and it tells me how long it's taking to pay off each of the accounts. And like the Chase account is kind of making me nervous right now because I mean, we could see like I got this one paid off quickly, but like we could see like it took 7 weeks, so I do write that out too. This would be 14 weeks on the Chase account, I believe. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, 14. So I just kind of highlight that in pencil. But what we're seeing here is the Quicksilver account was only like, let's round up, so it was 600. This one's 1200, so it's double. So if I'm paying it at the same rate that I was paying this one, it should be at week 14. So that's the date that I'm kind of shooting for. But that's why I like this page layout in my budget planner, because it, like if you've been paying off debt for a long time, guys, in one way it feels like it takes forever. But I mean, I can see that I'm still early on here, so it's I'm still on track. I am still on track, and I mean, that would still be ahead of what it's being projected to be paid off. So we just keep trucking along. Okay, so another thing that I added in was the needs versus wants page. If you like these little coloring sheets right here, these are made by Heidi Nash. You can find these on debtfreecharts.com. I absolutely love her little coloring sheets. I love adding them to my budget planner. And so far, I'm pretty much half of the Vita Authority funds. Probably be making another installment here this coming up Friday. The hair and brows we already took care of, and now we just gotta start adding funds into these ones. But the little pigos are finally starting to get used. Of course, my other main goal for this year is to pay off the car loan. Then that way I feel better about I don't even know what the correct word is here, guys. I need to update the car. Just need to get a new one is really what I need to do. But I would feel better about that knowing that this is paid off. And if you remember in the beginning of the year, I was really only here, and I kept thinking about it, and I'm like, no, you definitely have been paying on this car for a lot longer than that. And I went back through for every payment that I've made on this, and it hit me, it's the interest. So, these are my best attempt at drawing little tires down here. So the tires are the interest payments that I still need to make on the thing. But, that also motivates me to, try to get this thing paid down as quickly as possible. Because, I don't want to pay the interest. I understand a part of interest because you're borrowing money, but at the same time, it's like, okay. So we can see that the washi tape is definitely coming undone. I know every week I say that I'm coming on here and I'm going to fix it, and, yeah, I guess until the pages fall out, that's whenever I'm going to redo it. But, this is round 2 of Tetris, guys. So, I took all of the information from my accounts. I did list them from smallest to largest, because I am doing the snowball method here. And Chase is, I believe we're like at the 50% mark right now. So that's kind of nice. And the other difference that I did from last year to this year is last year I would wait until the very end of the month and then just total up what I paid towards my debts, and then I would color in the blocks. This year I'm coloring in the blocks as I go. I'm finding it to be more motivational to pay off more than I would have. A good example would be for this month right here. Um, and again, I apologize if I start coughing. My voice does get scratchy when I do these. Um, but no, I was like $7 less than what the amount is that we're seeing right here. I noticed that whenever I was dividing it up to get the number of pieces I could color in, it was like a 9.97. And I was like, dude, you're really close to getting that 10th block. So I just did some quick math and figured out that I was $7 away. So, yeah, I will spend the extra $7, which is, me putting $7 more towards Chase. And that got me the 10th block for April. So that's how I'm finding this to be a lot more motivational to color in the blocks as we go. Just because, we are making those little bit extra payments towards the accounts. And I'm gonna take a quick break right here, guys, just to catch my breath, drink some of my morning coffee, and we'll be right back to go through the monthly and the daily layouts. Alrighty, guys. So, for the monthly layouts, I keep them as simple as possible. I start off by listing my mandatory expenses. These are the bills, the utilities, the credit card payments, things that have a specific due date. Normally, they're the same amount each month. And the most important factor is that there's like a late charge, a late fee, if you do not pay these accounts on time. So I start off by putting them in one specific color for the month of April. It was yellow. And then I also include my optional payments. So these are things that are typically beneficial for my financial health. So these would be like my $5 a day savings goals. So I just split those up along with the paydays, and of course the additional payments that I put towards my debts, which right now I'm focusing on putting $50 on the Focus account every Sunday, and I keep those in a different color. It's just easier for me to find it on the calendar. So that's one way that I use my monthly calendar here. I also keep a note cards tracker, which I know the month of April is horrible, guys. It's horrible. But that is the insight that I learned from, uh, from doing the taxes. the like Okay, I didn't have the exact amount saved that I needed, but it was pretty close to it. So that just taught me that I need to put back more each year for the taxes. Then that way this doesn't happen, because it happened last year too, but I just figured, because I paid them in March, so I was like, oh, okay, like you had the, New Year's, new goal type of motivation for January and February, and to me, I just thought that it petered out in March, but after seeing what happened this year, it's like literally the same result. The same thing happened. So now that's telling me, like, okay, we got to put back more funds for the taxes, and then that way it reduces the anxiety of paying the taxes. Because after keeping a budget planner for so many years, I've learned that I do emotionally spend. So, of course, the more anxious I am, the more concerned I'm about, do you have enough funds for this? Was it enough to cover? Or, oh, I wish I would have had those funds for something else. It does cause me to spend, it, not really on things that I don't need. Like, do I need them to survive? No. I've at least kept it to categories of things I know I'm going to use. instead of like all those things of, that you buy that you think, would make you happy, but they don't. So I've gotten better in that, but I do have the tendency to spend to, apparently help make myself feel better about ripping off the band-aid of paying the taxes. I don't know how to put it, guys. The other thing that I do like to keep on this is the extra payments that I do put towards each of the accounts, because it makes it quicker when I'm going back through the months. Like, okay, so these are the ones that you're paying on, so we can see that this is the month that I went from paying the Quicksilver to switching over to Chase. So that's that. And of course we still have Bert's insurance coming out. That is an automatic payment, so I have to wait for that to hit the bank. But other than that, everything's paid and taken care of for the month of April. So let's go ahead and see what happened since we were last on here. And again, guys, just look at these daily pages. I mean, they're perfect. They are perfect for budgeting. I'm sure that they're perfect for like regular daily planning, but I mean, as soon as I saw this planner, guys, I knew I had to get it. So, and they do provide free printables too. There are free printables on their website. Okay, so yeah, I left you on Sunday, and this was me trying to state, like, okay, we are finally stabilizing. Okay, so we just got done with a payday, I believe. Yes, yeah, so we had a payday. I was able to start taking care of some of the extra charges. I got the utilities all covered for the month. I got raised funds transferred over. So things are starting to calm down. The anxiety's starting to go down. Again, I'm saying here, we're paying them off. And Bert does have really good insurance, so Bert is my cat, if you haven't seen him in any of the videos, but he had a vet appointment at 12. And yes, I do use the scheduling area for any time that money goes in or out of my account. It is marked. This kind of lets me know, again, if you're an emotional shopper here, it lets you know danger times. And whenever, like, there is a difference apparently for the going out and spending versus the staying home and like binge shopping late at night. So it does kind of let you know, like, those are times where you don't use your phone or you avoid those, stores and stuff like that. I don't know, it's weird, guys, but after using this for a year and a half now, I pretty much know when I'm going to spend money and when I'm going to make poor choices. So, trying to use that to the best of my knowledge here. But yeah, no, we had Bert's appointment. So really a vet appointment that should have cost me like $59 really only cost me like $8. So that was nice. I did take care of more of the charges that I had from the previous weeks. Because, as we saw on the no card tracker, I was using the cards like crazy. Yeah. Now, Bert's, his vet appointment was pretty much covered. The one thing we did learn is, Bert's 13, so, we got to start giving him some, like, dental care. Apparently what we're doing isn't enough, so they did recommend a food, and, oh my god, it's way more than what we normally spend, but, anything for Bert. And, so I got a gift card, trying to get the Giant Eagle gas points at the same time, so we got a gift card for PetSmart, and I had to go get him food. I did not mark in how much the food was. It was like $40, guys, so I got a $50 gift card. But to me, like, it was kind of irrelevant to write down what it was because, like, I technically paid for it with the gift card. I'm really only focusing on what comes in and goes out of my account. And so again with the schedule thing, so we can see I was at Giant Eagle at 4 to get the gift card. 4:30 I was at PetSmart. Of course I made a Starbucks run at 7, and of course a Sheets run at 10. So pretty much when I leave the house to go to work, that's when I'm going to be spending the most money. Another thing that we're going to notice here is, of course, pluses mean money went in, negative is money came out. These dots are how I know when a charge has been made. And let's see here, I probably have to go back. If we get a check mark, that means that that charge was paid. So that's how I keep track of that, because if you don't track what you've charged, it's very easy to forget it, and it racks up pretty quickly. Because again, when you're paying down credit card debt, you do want to be mindful of what you're putting on the cards. I have learned though, like the main rule with using the cards is don't charge what you're gonna put on that card unless you have the funds in the bank. That does work. You can just, like, what I should have done, this would have been the proper thing to do here, is I could have went in, got the points, the rewards from my credit card. Okay, this is how you like really point stack, guys. So I would have used my city card, used that at Giant Eagle to get the $50 PetSmart card, okay? So now I'm getting points on City, which is the 2 to 3% back. Then I'm getting the gas points, which are the extra, perks from Giant Eagle to get free gas for my car by going to Giant Eagle. And then you're getting the PetSmart points by shopping at PetSmart. So that's how I point stack. The only thing I did wrong in this case is that I spent the $50 when I knew I didn't have the $50. So now I got a $50 charge on my city card, but that's going to be taken care of next week. And I mean, he's not going to need food for a while, guys, so I'm not concerned about buying food next week. So that's how I point stack. The whole gas thing to me is just, it's wonderful. It's I think the last time that I bought gas would have been like late March, so I do get like at least 2 months worth of gas for free. I don't know, 30 gallons of gas for free. So I'm really glad that they brought that back to their program. But enough of that. Yes, I did put a charge on the card this week, guys. I'm sorry. But again, Wednesday kind of making up for it. I completely forgot about raised cleaning funds. I was supposed to put that in like at the beginning of the month. I always wait until the end and then just transfer it all over at once. But yeah, so that quickly went into stash. Normally I would use that to cover something like that charge right there. But I do have to get that car ready for inspection, if you remember that calendar earlier on. So I just put that in the stash, and we're just going to keep that until we know that the car is inspected and it's passed, and we don't have to worry about that anymore. The stash is my fun funds, by the way. It's how I buy things that are nice for myself, and I don't feel guilty about it because the funds are already there. Of course, we had to go grocery shopping. My dad is in love with some type of Bath and Body Works lotion. Apparently, they don't have it in stores anymore, so I did have to find 3 tubes of it on eBay for him. So I'm still waiting for him to give me those funds for that. But again, that's another charge. Again, I apologize for my scratchy voice. So yeah, that's a purchase for Bill, not for me. I did get to pay the Prime, and I did pay off my lotion from earlier on this month. I did pay that with my stash funds. Okay, yeah, free coffee. See, free coffee's always good. So technically a no spend day for Thursday. I just used my Starbucks points. I got a freebie. So that's a free day. Again, Friday dreaming of payday because I don't know. I just feel like things have been really tight financially since I did the taxes. I know it's probably about the same, but again, it's just mindset. But yeah, no, we got a whole week, and I think it's just knowing that I do still have some charges that I have to cover. And could I cover them with what I got? Yes, but at the same time, I don't want to worry about paying what's in the past and then not having the funds for what's coming up in the next week. Because, again, the beauty of doing these calendars here is I know that my payday isn't until the 3rd, which means I still need to cover this, 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 and this. So I have to keep those amounts in the bank account. So, again, we had a no spend day, and then that gets us to Sunday Fun Day, which would have been yesterday. This is, well, yeah, it's yesterday. It would have been normally the day that I film. Yeah, Bill is a shopper. Bill is my dad. He loves to shop, and with the sunshine out yesterday, um, yeah, me and him, we shopped. We are dangerous together in a store. And I mean, I had a great time, guys. It was fun. But and I did get a lot of stuff that I wanted. Okay, see, that's the word, wanted. Did I want nice flowers for my hanging baskets outside? Yes. Did I need new tank tops and some summer type clothes? Actually, I did need them. It's not really that I wanted them, I need them. The weight's not coming off as fast as I thought it would, so, yeah, if I don't want to sweat my lady bits off, during the summer because I am stuck in jeans, I did have to purchase some summer clothing. So I guess it's not really a need because I still had clothes, but, yeah, I want to be comfortable, guys. So it's kind of like a slash, a need slash want. It's kind of both. Um, okay, so I did purchase more weights. I finally found 5 pound plates so that I could start adding them to my 20s and 30s. So that was nice. Again, trying to reduce my body size here so that I could fit into the clothes that I already own. Struggles of life. And yeah, nummies for Bert. I did make that extra payment to Chase, and there's that extra $7 I was talking about earlier. Where I was like, hey, dude, $7 more can get you another block. So 57 instead of 50 to Chase this week. And unfortunately, this was a credit card day. Credit card day, guys. Um, it shouldn't have been. In one way, I do feel guilty about it. But then at the same time, I'm like, you know what? Which I know this is the wrong mindset. It's like you already got charges. So just go for it. Because you only get to live once. That is not the mindset you want when you're paying off debt. But I mean that's I guess if you withhold too long, you'll just go on like a super spending binge. So, this is doable. This I know I can handle in the next month, and I mean I got enough new things here that it's going to keep me occupied. I'm not going to need to buy. So that's a nice way to end the week. And we can see, we just got Monday and Tuesday left for April. I have a lot of reviewing to do. I pretty much did not review at all for the month of April. I've been bad. But, that gets us into May, and we get to start the month all over again. How exciting. And that's it, guys. That is my weekly budget review. That's what's been going on with me. I'm excited to hear about what's been going on with all of you. Have you got any of your accounts paid off? You know, like how close are you to reaching your goal? Anything, guys. I love hearing from yous. And with that, I think this is the perfect place to end the video. And again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I do greatly appreciate it. And please remember to hit that like and subscribe button to see more budget reviews.